Hey guys, and welcome to Monner's Market. I am so stoked about today's video. I am co-hosting with Melissa Makes It DIY, and this is my first time co-hosting, so I am like a nervous wreck and petrified. But I'm super excited about this opportunity, and I hope you like what I have for you today. Today is Salvage Saturday, where we go either in our house or maybe to a Goodwill or somewhere and find something that's old and make it new again and just kind of repurpose it. So I found a couple of magazine racks, and they reminded me so much of my grandmother that used to love magazines. So it's kind of sentimental, but I couldn't, when the holidays come around, all you can think about is your loved ones that aren't with you anymore, and I am not going to cry right now. So this is really, really special, these two magazine racks, and I hope you enjoy it. But if you, or when you get through with my video, make sure you go to Melissa Makes It DIY and watch her video, and there will be a playlist in my description as well as hers that will send you to everyone else who is doing this Salvage Saturday with us today. So enjoy everyone's videos. Make sure you watch them all, especially Melissa's. And I just really, really want to thank you, Melissa, for believing in me and having faith in me and allowing me to be a part of my first co-host. So thank you so much. God bless you. Merry Christmas. And okay, guys, I'm gonna hush my mouth and jump right into it now, but let's go. Merry Christmas, everybody.
I just want to say thank you one more time, Melissa, for allowing me to be part of this. This is so super exciting, as scary as it is at the same time. Now, this is my first DIY. This is one of the magazine racks that I picked up at the Goodwill, and I was so excited about the way it turned out, because if you'll see in just a second, it was a hot mess when I bought it, but I only paid 99 cents for both of them. So I'm trying to show you the price tag there, but you can't really see it. But if you notice on the bottom right there, it's really, really warped, and I ended up having to tear all of that side off, and probably only about 75% of it came off, but you can't even tell in the end once I get it painted and distressed. But the first thing I did was sanded it down really good to get it ready to paint, and the sanding really helped a lot of the smaller pieces that were chipping away to go ahead and kind of fly off. So I sanded it down really good, and then I thought I could take this plastic wood that I got from the Dollar Tree and fill in up under that veneer that was coming off, and I would have been able to, but it was raining that day, and I'll show you in just a minute. Right there is the rain. It was raining, and I was sitting outside doing this, and I don't know if the moisture in the air just didn't allow it to adhere really good or what, but it was a wasted step, but it was worth a shot, and it did actually end up working on the legs really good. And on the next one that I'm going to be doing, you'll see where I added some to that one, and it worked with that one. So I really think the damage on this one was just too severe to try to recover from. So I did end up tearing that veneer off of there. But like I said, in the end, you won't even see it. Now, once I got all of that done and it dried, I brought it inside, wiped all of that sawdust down, got it all cleaned up and ready to paint. Once it was all cleaned up and dried, again, you can see right there where most of it came off. I took some white Waverly chalk paint that I was super excited to find, because I haven't been able to find any anywhere. And I ended up putting some gloves on because I just got my nails done, and look how cute they looked. My girl does such a good job. But I didn't want to mess them up, so I did end up putting some gloves on. I don't usually paint with the chalk paint in gloves because it comes off so easy, but I did anyway. So I'm going to roll up my sleeves and get my honey to help me and get started painting. So I give it a pretty decent coat of the white Waverly chalk paint, and Just one coat is all it took because I'm going to distress it anyway. And once I got it all painted and it dried, I took some truffle chalk paint from Waverly and just put a little bit on the plate. I used the same plate, the same paintbrush. I didn't rinse it out or anything. And distressed it all over really good. And that was it as far as the painting goes. And the chalk paint, if you've ever worked with it before, you know it dries like super duper fast. So I probably had, I would say, there's the truffle paint right there. Maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes of paint time in here. So it didn't take me long at all. And it was really quick and easy to do. So then I cut out this little monogram to put on the side that's going to be showing. And there's me saving my little scraps. I don't throw anything away because you can use those little scraps for names or labels or anything. So once I got my cute little monogram weeded out, put it on the transfer paper and placed it on the front of my little magazine rack. And I'm kind of glad I did that. I almost didn't, but I wanted a little something on there because the front of it just looked like it needed something. It had a picture on it originally, but I got the monogram placed on there. And once I got the monogram where I wanted it and got it put down, I took a pretty decent heavy coat of Mod Podge and just went back over the whole entire thing. Now what that Mod Podge is going to do, it dries clear, is seal that monogram on there. Even though it's permanent vinyl, it seals the top of it and seals it down so that it won't ever come off, hopefully. And then it also seals the paint in that I used. Being chalk paint, if it gets a spot or something on it that I want to wipe off, I don't even know that you could tell it had a spot since I distressed it, but either way, it just gives it a really good seal. And the one that I used was the glossy kind, so it gives it a little bit of a sheen. But that was it. It was that quick, that simple for $1. And that's how it turned out. So make sure you leave me a comment in the messages and let me know what you think about this, how it turned out. Give me a big thumbs up if you would. And if you're not a subscriber, get my tongue untied, then I would absolutely love it if you would become part of my little family and subscribe to my channel and go back and watch some of the old things and see what I've done in the past. And let's see what I'm going to do in the future. But that was it. And I was super proud of the way that turned out, especially my little monogram there with the little flowers, because I love dainty stuff like that. But let me know what you think in the comments about how this turned out. And I'm going to jump right into DIY number 2. But isn't that cute? Don't pay any attention to my tree. I haven't even decorated it yet. And this is number 2. This is the one that it's about twice the size of the other one. It's pretty big, but it didn't have nowhere near as much damage as the other one did, but the legs were in pretty bad shape. So I did take some of that plastic wood and fix those, and it worked fine. Once it dried, I was able to sand it back down and give it a coat of the white truffle. The white Waverly chalk paint. Now again, I have to take a damp rag and make sure you get all of that sand and dust off, because if you don't, then your paint's not going to stick to it and you're going to have a mess. So I went and got it all cleaned up and took that same white Waverly chalk paint and painted away. And it was just super quick, super easy. And again, I loved the way it turned out. My granny used to have magazines everywhere. On her table, beside her bed, in her bathroom, in her kitchen. She loved her some magazines. And if you ever went over there, you would just look at magazines with her. Like that was our thing. That's what we done. So this was pretty special. doing these 2 magazine racks, and for $2 you can't beat it. But you see how quick and easy this was, and anybody can do it. When I started my YouTube channel a couple of months ago, I never would have even tried to do something like this. But I'm kind of glad I've reached out and started trying different things, because now I make porch signs and stovetop covers and all kinds of stuff. And while I'm speaking of all of that, let me tell you about this first. That's the way it turned out. Now, like I said, that one is twice the size of the other one. Still only 99 cents, so it wasn't a bad deal at all. And it turned out super cute. And I think it looks really farmhouse and really high end. And a friend of mine told me that she would pay like $25 or $30 for that. And I literally have $1 in it. Other than, my paint. But still, what do you have, like 2 cents? But thank you, Melissa. This is her page here on YouTube. Melissa Makes It DIY. Make sure you go to her page. If you're coming to me from her page, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this, Melissa. Make sure you go to the playlist and watch everyone else's video. And I hope you all have a very, very Merry Christmas. And you can also find me on Facebook and Instagram, all at Monner's Market. Thanks for watching.